Hi Taurus, this is Paula for Wanted Cherry Tarot, and I'm going to be doing your sneak peek, the general reading for the month of November. So let's go ahead and jump right into it and take a look at what's going on here. So what you ended up getting here is, for your oracle, the Singer of Connection. Now, before I read or look at what the book says about this, from my own feeling and intuition, I feel like there is something going on here where you have a path that you have to go through, right? So this is you right here. You have a path that you need to go to. And here's the very tippity top of where you need to be. And so for me, these are your wings. You are in a place of being able to go back and forth within this same path. For some of you, it could be your memories, it could be experiences, relationships, the direction that you're trying to go in life. There's something here that's giving you a leeway to go back, deal with certain things, and then go forward. And so let's say, for instance, if it has to do with specific relationships, there's certain things that are being available to you in the month of November where you're going to be able to deal with old things. So if there's like an opportunity to actually see an ex or see a family member that you stopped talking to a long time ago, there is the pathway to be able to go right back, deal with the situation, and through conversation find out more that you didn't know, and be able to hash it out and deal with it, and then be able to let it go, release, and move forward and go towards your direction that you need to go. Now, sometimes in life that happens because there are certain things that we're trying to go, or places that we're trying to be in life, and sometimes our past is what holds us back. And so we have to take care of these old things, get them out of the way, so that way we can get to our main direction that we need to be in right now. Now, if it's not one of those situations, it could be that there's something that is happening. Either you're going back somewhere physically, like you have to fly somewhere where you have to take care of things, but it's something of importance. And then you're going to be able to fly back to where you need to be, where now you're free to do what you got to do. Okay, so whichever way it makes sense to you, hopefully it applies. Now, the way the book talks about this, it is talking about connections and relationships. It's about, how do I put it? So it's like about making connections, ones that were made, held, and released at the appropriate time. So, yeah, so it's like you had certain relationships with people, and then at one point, certain things just either life just happened. It's not that you got into an argument, just life happens and you disconnected. But through that disconnection, maybe something happened within that time. You miss talking to this person, or just certain things happen within that time that you didn't know about when it came to this person, and then all of a sudden here you are being able to come back and see that person, and they'll be able to fill you in on information that you missed within that time, and it's going to be information that is helpful to you. Okay, and it's going to help you release certain things in your life, or release something that has to do with that person, but now is the right time to do that. But sometimes it's all about reconnections, and having opportunity to surrender old things, unifying, reunifying. It's all about that. Okay, but it definitely has to do with linking up with people and having connections and building more connections along the way with newer people. It could be network of mutual support. But it just could be anything. And I mean, it could even be like a work situation. Some of you, you had the opportunity to go back to an old job that you left, and it just seems like you did what you could do. Now you're being called to go somewhere else, and you're moving yourself forward. Now you're able to go right back on that path head towards where you need to go and actually have that job that you have been wanting and desiring for the longest time. So here is that opportunity for you to do that, okay? So yeah, there's definitely like going back to something and then moving forward like that, okay? So that's how I was seeing it. But I guess the book makes sense when it comes to connections and stuff like that. Okay, so let me see. So I'm looking at the number 6 there. The number 6 has to do with how do I put it? The number 6 has a couple of things connected to it. So some of it has to do with worries and stresses. It also has to do with wealth of material. It has to do with responsibilities and taking care of things that are like more domestic. And it could also be about self-sacrificing for others, just for the sake of having harmony. And sometimes there's a detriment to that, because if you sacrifice too much, you lose yourself in all of this trying to make other people happy, and in the end your own desires or your own wants or happiness is put to the wayside, and then it affects your well-being. Okay, so let's see how all of that makes sense and everything that I just told you about these connections. Okay, so what you got for your tarot is the Magician. And then you got the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. You got the 5 of Pentacles. And then you got the 10 of Wands. Okay. Oof. Okay, so let's see. All right. So what is happening here, like I told you, with what's above and then the number, talk about self-sacrificing. I think something has transpired here where you have tried on your own merits to really work hard to connect with people, because the 3 of Pentacles is about working together with others, because it came out in the reverse. Something has happened where, like I said, some of you could have been distant from some people, like all of a sudden that relationship is just not there anymore. This is all about having that disconnection, like you can't work with that person anymore. You guys are not in the same place as you used to be. And then I feel like the 3 of Pentacles is also about acknowledgement, people seeing your hard work and wanting to work with you and coming together to do the same thing, bring out the same values as you and just work together. But that's not happening anymore. And then you also have the 5 of Pentacles, where it's like, because of these disconnections, or not being able to deal with other people or come together with others, it left you in the place of loss. It left you in a place of loss and feeling sad, and sometimes even feeling isolated. And for some of you, you could have still been around people, but somehow just the relationship itself, it's like it's not like what it used to be, and it just feels like you see the person every day, or you can see family members every single day, but then something within the relationship has changed. And then as the time has passed, there's like this massive disconnection, and it doesn't feel the same anymore. So it feels like a family thing where you're super close to your family, and you guys, anytime you guys got together, you guys had a good time, you guys celebrated, had dinner on Sundays, everything was good. And then somewhere along the line, something happened with the family unit that all of that just dispersed, and there's like this massive disconnection that if you guys do get together on Sundays, it's weird. And it's just like you may not be saying anything to them, but you feel like in the midst of being around everybody at the table, you don't feel happy. You don't feel the connection with them. You feel like lonely, even though you're at the table with all these people that you're supposed to love. There's just something different happening within this, family unit. It just doesn't feel the same anymore, and you feel like what you guys had prior has been lost. And the thing is that it's weighing on your shoulders, it's weighing on your mind, it's weighing on your spirit. And it's something that's really bothering you so much, and you're carrying this. And I don't think you're really telling anybody. But what's coming in for you is that you have the Magician. Now there's going to be an opportunity to change this. Okay? So you're going to use everything available to you. Once the opportunity arises, here you go. You're going to be able to go back, deal with all of this, whatever this may be to you, and be able to handle the loss or handle the disconnections, deal with the burdens of certain relationships or certain aspects of specific relationships, like if it's a friendship, a group of people, even a job situation. Maybe you had a great relationship with a boss, and then stuff has happened, things got in the way, and then boom, there's a disconnection. Now for others of you, this could have been a situation where you have sacrificed for a lot of people, and you've done everything you could. And like I said, like say for instance, if it was that family unit, you did everything you could to continue to have those Sunday dinners. But all of a sudden everybody's not wanting that anymore. They're wanting to go do their own thing, or something else is coming up. And for you, those Sunday dinners means everything to you. And so you try to, change your schedule or change things up in order to have these Sunday dinners, and try to get everybody grouped together. And it's like you're trying on your end to do so much, and even self-sacrifice in order to have these dinners. And when you do have them, they're not like they used to be. So all this hard work you're putting in, it's like, it feels like, why should I keep doing this? Look at this. You're sad. It's like, I don't know. It's like you feel like it's all a loss. Like everything you've done, you put investment into all this family. You put investment in trying to make everybody come on Sundays and do all of this stuff, and somehow you still feel like, damn, nobody's like really trying to keep this together, keep this family together. I'm trying everything that I can, and still somehow when everybody does get together, I still feel alone, and I don't feel what I used to feel when we were doing this back in the day. It's gotten to the place where, it really is messing with your mind, it's stressing you out, or it's making you worry, and it's put you in a place like this whole situation. Eventually it's gonna break, and then we're not gonna be able to meet on Sundays anymore, and people are just gonna do their own thing, and then all of a sudden we're just not gonna have that family unit we used to have. And I think for you, there's like an importance to that, and it's stressing you out. But now it is time for you to release all of that. What you're gonna do is, whatever you're manifesting, either you're going to talk to people, you're going to talk to your family, you're going to find ways to get everybody together one more time, and use all your efforts to change what is going on with the family. So maybe there has been an elephant in the room, and now you're going to leave room open for that Sunday dinner to actually hash things out. You get to return back, give people room, and then instead of it going left, it actually works out. And then everything goes where it needs to go within the relationship with the family unit. And then now you guys are free to go forward and have better Sunday dinners. So I'm only using that for an example. It could be anything, okay, that you have to turn back to. Like I said, for some of you, it could be like you guys had to go back to like fly somewhere else. Like say for instance, if you had to go to a different state, you had to fly back to a different state. Deal with certain things where either you had to sell a house because all of a sudden things weren't working out, you were losing money, or maybe a relationship broke apart and you had to leave the house and sell it, and you felt at a loss because you cared about this house, and it became a burden because you couldn't really keep up with the home, and then a better opportunity came for you to move elsewhere. So now you have to come back to that state, deal with the whole house thing, sell it, make sure everything's good. And once everything's done with that, all of a sudden your burden and your stress of dealing with this and things not working out, and maybe somebody else was dealing with you in this home, that situation wasn't working out, and now that you're done hashing it out, dealing with this whole house situation, and the person who was with you dealing with this house, you guys were able to hash things out, deal with everything, and now you're able to drop these burdens, drop the stress and the loss of this, and you're getting yourself out of this isolation period of dealing with the home and dealing with this person who was a part of that home. And now here you go, you had to go back and deal with this, and once you hash it out, the house is sold, you squash things with the other person, now you're free to go. And where you're going is somewhere better. You're going back either to a different state, or you're moving to a different city within that state, or you finally were able to find another house that is better fitted for you and you can actually deal with. And now you'll be able to manifest things that are better for you in a newer home. So I don't know, like just how it makes sense to you, I'm sure you'll understand it for those who it resonates for. Now, the last two cards that I'm getting for oracles here is bliss. May you feel deeply and transcend. Once you're able to go back and deal with certain things, you're going to feel that bliss. You're going to feel everything that has happened within whatever that connection was, or multiple connections, or blockages. You dealt with those things, you're able to go back and deal with it. You'll be able to feel the release of this, okay? Because whatever it was super heavy, Taurus. And once you feel it and you release it, all of a sudden you can transcend. You can move and be what you need to be somewhere else, okay? And what you got here too is balance. May you find equilibrium in motion. You're moving, remember, back and forth. You're going to finally gain balance after you go back and deal what you need to deal with, and then move forward and go to where you need to go, and you're going to be okay. Everything's finally going to balance out as you go on your way. All right. So hopefully this made sense to you guys. If it did, please like and subscribe. You guys take care of yourselves, and Tauruses, you guys have a good one, okay? Bye.